Many adults eventually reach the job they once dreamed about, only to discover that their daily life feels just as heavy as before. The salary grows, the title improves, and the profile looks stronger, yet each morning begins with the same exhaustion. Every milestone gets checked off, but satisfaction keeps moving further away like a target that refuses to stay still. Without noticing it, many people spend years building a stronger resume while neglecting the life that resume is supposed to support. A resume is designed to impress strangers, but a life is something you personally experience every single day. The longer those two paths move apart, the greater the long-term cost becomes in time, energy, and well-being. Welcome to the margin, where we explore how money, work, and emotional reality often tell very different stories about success. Today we will explore 7 signs that your wealth is improving the quality of your life instead of simply improving your professional image. One of the earliest signs of progress is when your mornings stop feeling like an emergency. In the past, every day may have started with alarms, unread messages, and a mind already running at full speed. Many people accept that pace as normal, as if adulthood automatically means permanent urgency. Over time, some people realize that the way a day begins often shapes how the rest of life feels. They begin buying back time instead of spending every extra dollar chasing more stuff. Sometimes that means living closer to work or creating a schedule with fewer exhausting commutes. These choices rarely look impressive from the outside, but their effect shows up every morning. Real wealth is not only about having more money, but also experiencing less daily panic and volatility. Calm mornings usually come from intentional financial decisions made long before the benefits appear. That kind of return rarely appears in an investment report, yet it can be one of the most valuable outcomes. There is a stage of life when many decisions quietly become performances designed to signal success rather than create fulfillment. Cars, clothes, gadgets, and trendy restaurants often become expensive ways of saying that everything is fine. Enjoying the rewards of hard work is reasonable, but risk appears when self-worth depends on outside approval. The challenge is that social comparison has no finish line because every new benchmark creates another one. People building long-term wealth often stop treating money as proof and start treating it as a tool. They begin asking whether a purchase reflects genuine preference or simply a desire to fit a certain image. From the outside, the shift looks small, yet over a long time horizon, it can meaningfully change financial outcomes. Spending becomes more honest because purchases are aligned with values instead of social volatility. A peaceful life is rarely created through competition because constant comparison increases emotional drawdown. In many cases, self-acceptance costs far less than maintaining an expensive image that never feels complete. In the modern economy, almost every hobby now comes with a suggested business model attached to it. Drawing becomes a business, gaming becomes content, and reading becomes a personal branding strategy. Over time, many people forget what it feels like to do something that serves no productive purpose at all. Research on well-being consistently finds that recreational activities often correlate with greater life satisfaction because they create room to breathe. People building a better life intentionally protect time for activities that produce no measurable return. It could be gardening, walking through a neighborhood, or reading a novel with no career objective attached. From an efficiency standpoint, these activities may seem unproductive, but from a human standpoint, they are essential. Life cannot become an endless self-improvement project without eventually creating emotional drawdowns. Many people work hard for freedom, then overlook the small freedoms they already possess today. Sometimes the strongest sign of wealth is having the freedom to spend time on something simply because you enjoy it. Many people assume success means saying yes to more opportunities, but that is only half of the equation. Real progress often appears when you can reject opportunities that carry hidden costs beneath the surface. Those costs are not always financial because time, energy, and mental bandwidth are limited resources too. A common story among high earners is accepting a major promotion and slowly losing nearly all personal time. The decision may improve income on paper, yet the emotional outcome can look very different in daily life. People building a better life learn that higher income does not automatically improve long-term quality of life. They begin evaluating every opportunity through a simple question: what am I giving up in return? Every yes creates a no somewhere else, and time remains the one asset that never compounds backward. The ability to say no often arrives when financial stability reduces the pressure to chase every option. Sometimes the smartest improvement is not adding more to life, but removing what no longer serves it. In modern work culture, a packed calendar often functions as a status symbol, making people look important simply because they are busy. But a full schedule and a meaningful life are not the same thing, and more people are starting to notice the difference. They stop filling every empty hour with extra work and begin valuing unplanned space in their week. Researchers sometimes call this time affluence, a form of wealth measured by freedom rather than income. This is not about avoiding effort, but about having greater control over how your time is allocated. Someone can earn a high income and still experience severe time scarcity, a long-term drawdown that feels exhausting. People building a better life protect their calendars with the same discipline they use to protect financial assets. Every commitment carries a cost, even when that cost never appears on a credit card statement. Empty space is often labeled unproductive, even though many important parts of life compound in those quiet moments. And for many people, a higher quality of life was the original reason they started pursuing money in the first place. At a certain point, success stops meaning more achievement and starts meaning a better quality of everyday life. Experience teaches that every ambition carries trade-offs, and some are larger than they first appear. Instead of asking how successful they look, they begin asking how peaceful their life actually feels. That question often leads to different choices about housing, transportation, and even career paths. Earning slightly less can sometimes create more stability than constantly stretching for the next upgrade. Peace of mind rarely appears on a balance sheet, yet it can feel more valuable than many financial milestones. Markets reward visibility, while social media often rewards comparison rather than contentment. Your body and mind often notice the benefits of lower volatility long before anyone else does. Many people spend decades chasing status signals, even when those signals fail to improve daily life. The people who prioritize peace over status often discover a version of wealth that feels far more sustainable. The final sign may be the most important. You start designing your days instead of obsessing over annual milestones. Many people spend years moving from one milestone to the next without ever questioning the pattern. The next promotion, the next house, or the next savings target often becomes part of a cycle that never truly ends. People building a better life eventually notice that most of life happens between those big moments. After all, most of life is not made of major achievements, but ordinary Tuesday afternoons. When ordinary days feel enjoyable, the long-term experience of life tends to feel better as well. The question changes from, what should I achieve next year? To, how do I want to spend this week? That small shift is powerful because it brings attention back to the present instead of a distant future. Wealth becomes a tool for shaping daily life rather than a destination that keeps moving farther away. And for many people, that may be the version of success they were searching for all along. Modern life is excellent at measuring achievement, yet surprisingly poor at measuring whether people actually enjoy the lives they built. Income is easy to track on a spreadsheet, but peace of mind rarely fits neatly into a financial metric. A promotion can be announced in one email, while a calm morning routine is built quietly over years. The most valuable returns in life often appear in ordinary days rather than impressive financial statements. The purpose of building wealth is not simply owning more things, but creating a better long-term experience of life. A life that looks impressive from the outside means little if living inside it feels exhausting every day. That is why this conversation is about understanding what deserves your limited time, attention, and effort. Looking at these 7 signs, which one would make the biggest difference to your life right now?